All right. I guess we do the thing.
We do the thing and stuff.
We do the thing.
All right. Have a good show.
You
You're
can
not-
stay, dude. Just stay. Hang out, talk. Unless you don't want to. It's cool.
You could bring me in as a special guest. Just kidding.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah. Oh, come on, hang out, dude.
I'll be like this.
he just takes over this. He just takes over this. It's just Joe. All you hear is our
Joe
voices.
takeover.
Yeah. Editor takeover.
It's time for Bourbon with Friends, the bourbon podcast that never takes itself too seriously. Pull up a chair, grab a glass, and remember, a bourbon with friends can change the world. Here we go.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Bourbon with Friends. Myself, Martin, and our special guest, Joe, are here to talk about the world and how a bourbon with friends can change the world. Joe, I love your dog. But goddamn.
This is why we don't have him on. Jesus. And Quinn. So- What's up, everybody? Are we doing this again, or are we just gonna roll with it?
Just rolling with it.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Right on.
Hey,
What's
Martin,
going on?
I'll hit the button on the mute button.
we had a really good first topic.
Oh yeah,
Why is Martin gay?
yeah. So we don't know. Um,
Okay.
You know,
I know a guest threw that out there. I'm not sure which one, but it was a guest.
It was our guest, a guest. No, so this is a freewheeling show. We don't have a guest today, like an actual guest. We have Joe, but he's always sort of here. He's like Father
He's
Time in
just
a lot of ways.
yeah, he's like
Yeah.
visible to everyone today, not just us.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, we're just kind of we usually dub these bullshitting with friends. But that's what we do. We just kind of talk shit. We do have some topics that we're gonna kind of go over today for sure.
Yeah. We're gonna bullshit a little bit.
Bullshit, maybe a little banter, a little pithy shit back and forth.
Mhm.
But first one, we are, as we've been doing throughout the month of January, we want a little status check. Adrian, how's it going with dry January?
Well, it's going great. I feel great. I haven't drank. It's been a good thing for me, actually, if you want to know the truth. It's felt really good not to drink. However, when I'm with my friends on a night like tonight, it's nice to have a drink with your friends.
Oh.
That's the hardest part. It's the social piece for me. I want to drink with my friends.
Of course, that's the
So.
challenge. And I mean, but still,
Yeah.
like I said the other week, you obviously that was probably the hardest challenge, is to be actually physically around a bunch of people drinking.
Yeah.
Virtually you can sort of, get away with it a little bit, but yeah, when you're around people, that is very neat. You obviously did a great job. So, well, you got, like I said, we were right before we started, I was saying she's got 4 more days, so technically she can start drinking Friday night after midnight. So we'll have a little
Right.
sippy sip.
I know. Maybe we should have a countdown. Countdown to ASMs.
It's like a doomsday clock.
I got there.
Kind of like that, Joe. Yeah.
Yeah,
I knew what you were going.
Yeah, I'm like,
that's pretty cool.
okay. So I still have my samples from
Okay.
the blind sample showdown, because I'm pretty sure 2 out of the 3 of these. One was a Scotch. I have them wrote down somewhere. One was an ASM, and one was a bourbon. But I also have, Brian, you sent me the Westward.
Yeah, I got that too.
Was it Milestone?
Milestone.
Yeah.
So I have that one. I have a Copperworks cast strength, and then I also have, what's this one? I don't know, Virginia Brewers Coalition stout finished.
We're just
So
gonna.
I got some. What?
The only thing I can think of is you Friday getting each one of those and just taking them to the head and be like, "I'm great now."
Erasing the last month completely.
I kind of made a promise to Martin and Germ that I would start with some ASMs. So we're gonna I don't know if that'll help me branch out. I would have to say, I'm not super confident that it's gonna help me branch out, but I'm gonna give it a go. I think I need other scotches. That's the problem with this group I have here. I have one scotch in the group. I don't have, I mean, obviously single malts are scotches, but like legit scotches, like
Yeah.
an Ardbeg or like, I saw someone today got and I might say it wrong, but is it a Bunnahabhain?
Bunnahabhain.
Right? Is that how you say it?
Bunnahabhain.
See,
You can hit that last with a V.
Bunnahabhain. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. Absolutely.
See,
great stuff. Great. As you were talking about spicy, I think. But yeah, that's a fantastic whiskey. It's one of my favorite. That Bunnahabhain 12. If you're a Scotch drinker and you don't have Bunnahabhain 12 on your shelf, you're fucking up. But it is very good. So I'm very excited to see how that's changed once you get back. I do want to say something else real quick. Joe, can you put that picture back up to your screensaver? I want to see that real quick again.
Hey, stop it. Damn dog.
Number one, that's a cool ass picture, but it also looks like if you like found pictures from the gold rush and there was a time traveler in there.
The LA riots.
You know what I mean?
Picture was taken.
Yeah. It's
That
just
was
been,
actually a self-portrait. I actually shot that myself when I had my studio.
it's a really good picture. Like the lighting's fucking impeccable, but yeah, it's a really great. But it just reminds me, like, if you see like those pictures where people like he's just like going along and it's just like prospectors, and I was all like, this one guy, I'm like, I don't think he's from that era.
If it would have been in sepia, that would have been more.
Yeah,
made more sense.
Yeah, a little more sepia. Yeah. No, it was a good picture. I just noticed it. But all right, well, Adrian, 4 days. We got you. We got this. It's 4 days. What's 4 days after a month? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So just stop now. Just drink now.
Yeah,
I know that's what a couple other people said that too, and I was like, yeah, but I've made it this far.
Yeah, it's endurance at this point. You know what I mean? It's just like to say you can do it.
Well, it's not that, but you got to remember she's already failed dry January because she drank.
I did drink after the ball dropped, but to be fair, if I had been on Central Time or your time, Brian, I wouldn't have failed. So
True. That is true.
I don't really,
Girl math. There we go. Yeah, girl math.
I like that.
Girl math. There.
Girl
See?
math. I like that. Yeah, that works.
I just, I just won't drink until February 1st at like let's say 7 p.m. Then
I thought you were gonna say 7 a.m.
Well, that would work too. I mean, but I won't do that. I won't do that.
Yeah. Well, good luck, and do you think you'll you think you'll do it next year?
Possibly.
Yeah. What about sober October?
I could do that too. I'm not gonna get it twisted here. I really have enjoyed not drinking. I know that sounds insane. But it's been nice to like give my body a break.
You gotta dial back sometimes.
I feel very, very, very good right now. So
good. Well, that's what it's for, and I think that's the thing. We joke about it, obviously, and there's obviously a lot of jokes, and especially like in the Instagram world, like, oh, you doing dry January? Hell no, blah blah. And I get it. Like I'll make jokes too, but I think it is important to take a step back sometimes, especially with whiskey, and not that like there's any overindulgence, but step back, like reset yourself.
I mean, I still absolutely love what I love, and
gotta take care.
I will never not love whiskey. That's for sure.
Well, let's do something that we were trying to do during the holidays. Then we all got caught up, and then we all couldn't do shit. And that's open gifts. And then Martin and I already cheated, and we already opened ours.
Yeah, we did. We cheated.
But Joe and I didn't.
No, but
Joe's got two. So Joe, you pick one, open it, and then I'll show. I accidentally opened one from Joe, not realizing what it was, but I do have another package from him as well.
Mm.
Bet you do. Sorry.
It's
It was
sorta-
I know. Joe gave the face. I gave the face.
it was
So there you go.
I'm like, how did he know?
The cool thing is, it looks like Joe should be delivering the presents on Christmas Eve, not opening them.
Let me see. Which one did you open?
What is it? What do we got here? Oh, hell yeah. Is that broken?
Yeah,
Nice.
Broken Barrel.
Yeah. Nice,
I've
dude.
never had this. No, thank you,
I
Adrian.
have
There-
a straight bourbon pick from them from Kentucky Bourbon Fest 2023. And I still have some of it. It's one of my favorite. It's the first bottle I ever bought down there. And I love the bottle. So I'm hoping their rye is just as good.
Let's see.
Are they out of California?
That the
It says
I believe
Kentucky
the
Straight.
owner creator is the whiskey itself, I believe, is from Kentucky because I
Yeah, it
bought
says-
it at the
got it.
festival.
Got it.
Yeah.
Produced and bottled by Broken Barrel, Owensboro, Kentucky.
No, okay.
Nice.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Sweet.
My pick that I got was really wonderful. I'm trying to think. I want to say it was like a
All right. Now what's
120
this one?
something proof.
Well, let Adrian open up one of hers.
Yeah.
Fine. I've
Oh
been
no,
waiting
I
all
was
this
gonna
time.
show. So Joe got me a Glen that has my first initial on it.
Oh,
There's
nice.
an
Oh,
A
yeah.
on it. Isn't that cool?
Cute. Yeah, it's cute.
It's got a
Adrian.
Celtic symbol on there. Yeah.
Got a Celtic knot.
Yep.
Balloon knot.
What's
Yeah, I was
that?
looking
What
for
do you-
one with gray sweatpants, but I couldn't find one.
Okay.
Wow. All right. All right.
So why is an editor? For God's sakes.
Woo!
All right.
All
Oh.
right.
All right. Also, that was it. So now can he open the Amazon one?
Oh no! Or
Yeah.
you guys show what you got
did
each
you
other.
pour? Did you pour the rye?
I just poured it right now.
Is it
Yeah, that's right.
okay? Well, we want to hear. I want to hear I want to hear if it's good. I haven't never had it.
No, it's good. I like it. It's
I would-
very.
You can tell me if you don't. It's
No,
okay
no.
if you
It's
don't.
It has like a.
The-
It's weird. It's like almost like a dirty mint to it. You know.
Martin's favorite flavor, dirty mint.
I love a good dirty mint.
Well, it's not
Right,
dirty,
dirty.
but more like a rustic. You know, not like some of them where you get like a bright mint flavor. Where this is, like that neon yellow gum extra. You know
Yeah.
how that's like a really
I love that.
yeah. Where this is more tamed down. It's more earthy. I guess more herbal. I guess you could say.
Okay.
Nice, dude.
More of a muted mint.
Needed.
Yeah.
And this is how you
Is that a
can
good
tell
word?
that Joe's still in the competition and we're not.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
No, none of us are.
None of us are.
Oh, did Joe lose?
Oh yeah. Speaking of the competition, I got my samples today.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He's still in.
Ooh.
Still in it.
So Martin, why don't you show one of your bottle or one of your things you got?
Well, that makes me have to move, huh?
Yes. Move.
I'm showing one of mine.
That
don't-
thing is cute.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
so funny. So funny.
He's passed out behind me from playing with it for a while now.
It's done its job. It did its job. Let's
So,
see.
What
Let's
is it?
see.
Oh, are we doing me?
Yep.
So we're actually going to get onto a topic. What I just did, I couldn't find it for a second because I rearranged my shelves. So we're going to talk about that here shortly. But I'm going to show this one. It is the Ardbeg Heavy Vapors, which is a special release that they did, I believe, maybe a couple years back. But basically, this is their flagship, which is likely their 10. They're 10-year-old, but this is done where they did not run it through their legendary purifier. So it just gives it a little bit different of a thing. Ardbeg, for people who know, especially who people do that, they do some weird shit. Like they do stuff where they fucked up their fermentation, but they'll still put it out because it ended up turning out okay. They'll do some really weird things. So they're cool. And this is, if you like really super. To me, this is some of the peatiest stuff out there, Ardbeg, especially just like the profile. I'd put it above even sometimes things like Octomore. But if you're into peated whiskey, you like Isla stuff, Ardbeg is fantastic. So thank you very much, Brian. I also gave me the wonderful our shout out to our sponsors. Jesus, there's dog hair on it. I think it's Arlo's hair. Like,
Probably.
because it was blonde. It was like a blonde hair, so it's either yours or Arlo's. But this is the
What did he do that bottle before he sent it to you?
would you sit on it? So this is the American single malt from 10th Mountain Whiskey, but twist to it, this is the 10-year anniversary. So this is the 10-year anniversary bottle from the distillery, sitting at a beautiful, I believe it was 50 or 128.7 proof. Really, yeah, I actually got to, I'm really excited to dive into this because I've really enjoyed the normal standard release, but now I kind of want to try it at a cast strength. So again, thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And I like the burlap sack that it came in, dude. I'm gonna use that for something. Like
You-
gathering squirrels and putting them in there.
You're not collector.
Okay.
All right, Joseph.
What's a box inside of a box?
My favorite kind.
This is a Christmas gift. Okay.
Okay.
So just keep that in mind.
I already saw one word on there.
I didn't know what word it is. Shit.
Oh no.
'Cause there's
He's
a little
laughing.
there's a little tag in
He's
front.
laughing. I'm so happy.
It's better. Oh, I think I
don't know if I told you, Martin. Did I
don't
tell
think
you
you
what
did.
I got him?
No, I
you
knew
didn't.
about the bottle, but I didn't know about this.
I still don't know what it is.
God damn, it's like boxing
Jesus,
and box.
Pete.
How many
Fucking-
boxes is this in?
It's like a Russian doll.
I didn't plan this. I'm sorry.
Suspense is killing us.
Let's get this.
You all can't see that. But,
We three kings.
It's a
Joe
camel.
got his,
It's a camel.
his camel ornament.
I was like an ornate, like fucking camel, dude. That's dope. That's crazy, dude. Oh,
I
yeah.
know everybody talks
That's so
about
good.
those
That's
camels.
so
I
good.
had to.
That's so good.
I'll put
I
that up
had to,
Yeah.
on top of my
do
tower
that.
right here.
There we go. Then it'll go up with
Thank you, Adrian.
Christmas.
You're welcome. I was so proud of that. I thought of that all by myself
Oh, we keep the
and
box
no
piece full.
help.
Wife wants to put that with her Christmas stuff.
And then I was like, you can't just get him a joke gift. You got to get him something else. Okay.
Actually keeps me warm.
Oh, you got
Oh
cardboard.
my gosh.
That's it.
Wicked Doc chocolate.
I know how much you like your chocolate and you like your
Very-
dark chocolate.
And then there's Wicked Dark after that.
Wicked Doc.
Wicked Dark.
Oh, I am going to absolutely love this.
We know.
Thank you so much.
We know you are. We know you're gonna love that one.
Ugh.
You're gonna enjoy digesting that and all its darkness.
All right, Brian. No.
Brian. Well, Brian already opened, so both of us.
Yeah.
already
He didn't show it.
And my last one is Martin got me coasters.
elk coasters.
What's on them?
Deer.
Oh,
Oh, whatever. It said elk on the thing.
Definitely
They lied.
deer.
it said elk.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It did. It even on the description, it did. And I got the pup a little something. You can see it in the background. Although I feel like it's not going to survive the winter
It's not going to survive the night.
or the podcast. Like,
That's why it's up here for the podcast.
yeah, a little treat for Arlo, the dog. So well, that's
Next
awesome.
year he gets his own gun.
Exactly. a little pop a shot.
I'm not
All
saying
right.
no.
So, kind of talking off of that, we're whenever we do these bullshitting with friends, they're pretty loose structured, but we do have some structure. So, what are some recent whiskeys? Thinking about even like kind of the tail end of last year, or something you've already tried this year. Anything really standing out for you guys as far as whiskeys so far? Adrian, I know you might have to reach back a little further since you've taken this month off, but anything you've enjoyed?
I'm having a piece of chocolate right now.
It's Wicked Doc.
She couldn't wait.
What? Wicked Doc.
Wicked
I just
Doc.
like
You could almost say
It's
it's
fun to-
vicious.
It's vicious.
Oh yeah, some vicious dark chocolate. Yeah. So my whole thing this year has been Rise. If you want,
Yeah.
I mean, that's really where I've really lived a lot of this year between Driftless. Like Driftless Glen started off the whole thing.
Yeah.
That rye, their cast strength rye, and then I got a family reserve rye from Wollersheim that same
Yep.
weekend. Delicious rye.
Very good.
And then I obtained the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye, which I know is not like a new one for a lot of people, but it was new to me. And then the final one that I got at Kentucky Bourbon Fest was a double oak rye by Pursuit United. That is fabulous too, Martin. I think you, I know you tried it.
I did, yeah.
Because that was the blind sample that I gave you. But
Mhm.
so I've lived in Ryeville.
Right.
So,
Oh,
yeah,
Ryeville.
those have been my hot items this year.
Nice. What you, Brian?
Well, Shanks. Have you guys ever had that before?
I've heard of
Yeah.
it.
No, I've heard of it.
Heard of it? I don't know if I've had it or not.
Shanks.
Shanks. Thank you.
SHENK''S.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. Really enjoyed
seen
it,
it.
one, as you can tell. This
Got a
is
good color.
Old Scout. I just opened up this one. With my arm. Fuck. This is the Lazy K Bar Bourbon.
Mm,
And this is
that guy from Yellowstone.
that guy from Yellowstone. Yep.
Oh,
Can't remember his name right now.
Cole Hauser.
Cole Hauser's.
Cole
I
Hauser.
knew it was like Cody or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so Cole Hauser's. I'm tasting. This is my first time trying it. It's pretty decent.
Nice. For a celebrity brand kind of thing. Yeah.
For a celebrity brand. It's not terrible. I'm really enjoying it.
Okay.
And it'd be I would love to hear from them in person to get a little bit more of their background on this. And I think that's in the works.
That could happen. That could
Yeah.
happen. We'll say what's up. I'm gonna ask him about Dazed and Confused though.
I-
He was in that movie? What?
Mhm.
Yeah.
He was the bully. The guy that
Oh.
had the bat, and he wasn't in much of it, but he was in some of it.
Yeah.
But that's a fucking classic right there. What about you, Joe?
Let's see. One of my recent ones I enjoyed was actually when we did a meetup at Val's house,
Oh, okay.
and we got to meet the elusive Guaquito.
Oh, Guaquito.
Yeah, that guy.
But it was the Peerless Rye that was finished in absinthe.
Oh yeah, you guys have
Ooh, yeah, I've
been
seen
talking
that.
about that one.
That one I was just like, I need that bottle, but then I saw the price. I'm like, never mind.
I don't need that
Yeah.
bottle.
Yeah, it's
It's like $200, right?
pricey.
Yeah, $200.
Yeah, it's. I mean,
Yeah.
Peerless in general is pricey, but yeah,
Yeah.
that one specifically is definitely
Mhm.
pricey. But
it's
they do make
so
good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that
they
was a
just
really
made
good bottle, and of course,
Say it.
that Driftless,
Oh.
that Driftless Rye, that was really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
that's,
Driftless is something else. It's a one that I'm almost out of, so I'm getting. Hopefully somebody can mule me one here soon. by the
Yeah,
name
same
of-
here. I'm almost
it-
out. I got like one pour, maybe 2 pours left.
Hopefully he can use his
if we're
12
if we're
12 inch
muling
power.
Driftless, make sure you contact some others, okay? Because I might mule over to get one from
Yeah.
from there.
I have
Right.
0.
Well, we need to get you some for
I
sure,
think
dude.
I thought I sent you some
A
Driftless. I didn't.
Sample,
A
yeah.
sample, yeah.
And that
Okay.
disappeared fast.
All right.
Yeah. It's
I'm gonna
fantastic.
say.
Yeah.
So I think for me, and I'd agree, Adrian, it's been I would say last year, even maybe even the year before, was the year of the rye. And I've just really latched on as well. But the one that I've well, actually, I don't own any yet. So this I'll talk about the one I do own. Old Potrero, which is out of California, San Francisco. I haven't had a bad one yet, and I've tried at least 6 or 7 different expressions. Everything from I actually just picked up a port cast finish. It's a 7-year Binny's pick. Binny's is a local. For those who don't know, Binny's is a local liquor store out here in the Chicagoland area. One of the best liquor stores I've ever fucking been to in my life. And they have a couple of different picks. So that one's fantastic. So Old Potrero, if you guys don't know them, again, out of mainly do malted rye. Is their main thing. I've tried sherry finishes. I've tried, New American Oak. It's all fantastic. So definitely recommend them. And then one that I don't own yet, but I've tried a whole bunch is we got to speak to the wonderful Murphy Quint last week and Cedar Ridge, and he does the quintessential. So it's a quintessential. That stuff has been blowing my mind. So, yeah. That pork finish. Pork.
You said pork finished. I'm like, I'm really confused, but now I really want to have this whiskey.
A bacon finish. A bacon finish. That might not be that might not be fucking terrible. But
with the finish in a maple
like
syrup
a maple
barrel.
bacon. Yeah, that might be all right. That might actually be all right. Yeah, that might actually.
I have almost that same bottle you have with that Old Potrero. I just picked that up.
You have the pork finished?
Yeah, I got the pork finish. Yeah.
Oh man, that's bullshit. You guys are sharing?
Fucking oink oink.
Yeah, so that was like part of my Christmas present from the wife.
Yeah, it's fantastic. They make fantastic shit, and it's one that flew under the radar for me for so long. I had no idea what it was until a lot of you guys started talking about it. I think it was maybe Mike and Patty and Caesar, they're the ones that started bringing it up every once in a while, and then all of a sudden I see it everywhere, and it's fucking fantastic. So yeah, that's definitely been some of mine. So, but thinking about that, we've all, for the most part, been kind of doing the whiskey Instagram thing and been involved in the whiskey community for now doing the podcast. Over the years, things have changed. I started my Instagram page in 2019, beginning of 2019. So been doing it and seen a lot of pages come and go, things come and go, trends come and go. What do you guys think as far as the landscape? What are some current trends you guys are enjoying, and what are some that are maybe should fuck off and leave?
Well, I think
I'll
the biggest
say it.
trend. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Ian.
Go ahead. No, I bet you're going to say what I was going to say.
Well, I'll say the biggest trend that's definitely going to start happening the next couple of years is ASM, especially with ratification. Yeah. That's going to be the hugest thing that's going to happen. I think a lot of the bigger distillers are going to get involved and put out some stuff. And then I think rye is getting a lot more traction, which is good.
We did too, yeah.
But, yeah, I'm not a fan of weeded, but still.
Yeah.
But I think what's kind of finishing has been going a little bit crazy lately, in my opinion.
100%.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree with that.
So I think that's just those are my thoughts on that issue.
Okay, so we got the ASM, which I agree with. I think is going to come out. I think there could be some danger there of people just pushing out ASM to push out an ASM, especially the bigger ones, just to get in the game. Whereas a lot of these craft distilleries have been doing it for years before the ratification happened. So I'm curious to see where that goes. So I agree with that. So we've got ASM as a positive, ASM and rye as a positive, and finishing as a negative trend. So Adrian, what are you thinking?
I know this has been brought up in other discussions. It's really, I understand why people do their favorites, their top however many or whatever for the year. But I think, if I'm not someone who knows the whiskey community like we all do, if I'm just a regular Joe I don't know. I just think that it's easy for someone to say, well, these are my 10 favorites. And I'm thinking, well, I didn't try any of those.
Yeah.
So I think if you want to say there's one that stood out for you specifically, I don't know. I think it's just a ploy to get brands to see that you like their stuff and you're talking about them. And I don't know. I think it's fucking horseshit. Most of
it is. I think it's just, it's almost too self-indulgent. You know what I mean? It's just like, these are the things I like. You guys, I mean, I get the kind of motivation behind it to like suggest things that you enjoy. So hopefully other people can try things they haven't. But like,
the only thing I would say, right. And so in that, what I would say is if you found a person that you follow or that you drink with, that you have a similar palate and you know that you like the same things and you trust that person, then they try something that you haven't, then I would say that's a good way to look at it. That's a good base. But that's really hard to do, right?
Yeah.
Because there's so many people who like things across the board.
Yeah.
So, you know, like we like a lot of the same ryes, but you know, both of y'all, specifically Brian and Martin, but then you guys love Scotch and ASMs, and I don't love them.
Not
yet. That could change.
We're gonna get there, man.
But you know, so I don't know. I just feel like I think we need to evolve as a whiskey community and find a better way to be more accommodating to the regular Joe who's not getting $200 bottles of whiskey, or people like me who don't want to spend that kind of money on a bottle of whiskey.
I think too, and to kind of bounce off of that, is that I think it's especially because there's so many new accounts, and I am going to target bourbon accounts because it is mostly that. I'm not going to say Scotch people don't do it, because they absolutely do, but it is far more prevalent in like the bourbon side of things because there are so many bourbons, right? And I think for somebody who's a new account or a new somebody in the community, like that's such an easy way to do content, is to come up with lists. These are the top 5 bourbons you should be buying. These are the top 5 bourbons you shouldn't be buying. These are the top 5 ryes. Like, so it's very easy to make content off of lists, but they don't do shit. And also it's kind of like immediately, if you put out a list and BTAC is on there, invalidated. Who the fuck can find it anyways? And it's not good. I know that's I know that that's me saying that, but like, you know, I think it's shit whiskey, but that's just me. But I also think it's just like, it's so unobtainable, and it's such a poor thing to put on a fucking thing, because it's like, oh, I found this bottle for maybe over MSRP, or if you got lucky, you got it in a lottery and you actually got it for the right price. That does not apply to everybody, and like they're not going to be able to find it, and then it's just like, who cares? So I just think the listing, I actually like what you said, Adrian. That's a one. Just put out your favorite whiskey of the year, and that's it. Just if you want to be self-indulgent and do it, just put out one. This was my favorite whiskey. This is the one that stood out to me all year. This is the distillery that stood out to me this year. I wish they did more things like, these are the top 5 distilleries that I'd explored this year. I think that's a little more interesting.
I think what our good friend Hood Smollier said, Jack, and he said it more pretty. He was very angry about this.
He was.
In his last
he was
a hate crime. No, that was a whiskey he had.
Yeah.
But he said anybody who puts out a list like that is trying to engage in an audience that they already know wants to just be self-absorbed and self-aiming. He said he's never going to put out a list, and he wants to provide the people with his thoughts on everything, if it's bad or if it's even good. Yeah. And not be subjective in any other way. They could like it, they could not. That's it.
Yeah. And I'm guilty. I fucking used to put out lists. But then I realized after a while, I'm just like, what are they getting out of this from me?
And I don't think it's necessarily, I don't think it's necessarily self-indulgent. I think as a community need to find a better way to flip it and reverse it, whatever, to make it better. You know,
was that a song? Like, was that a WAP song?
Yes, I had to throw that in there. Anyway, I think we can do better. I'm calling out people. I think we can do better.
We're calling them out.
I think we can do better. I think we can make it more interesting, and I think we can make it more fun instead of just whipping out a top 10 list. I value your opinion. It's genuine. But like, let's level up.
Exactly. Let's whip out other things, not lists. So all right. So Mr. Dewar, what are you thinking? What are you thinking?
I think something that could be fun and exciting for people, like if they want to engage, is doing like a once a month online meetup with a bunch of people and talking about everything they've tried throughout the month and compiling a list that way and saying, hey, you guys tried this. You really enjoyed it because of this. Another person didn't because of this. And then doing something like that and saying, this is opinions from tons of people all over the community. And we're excited to show you guys their thoughts on their 1 or 2 or 3 different distilleries that they all tried this month. Here's all 100%. Of their opinions. This is our opinion on top of that. Take it or leave it. And I think,
like maybe if you talk to 50 people,
exactly,
and have those 50 people are all going to mention 10 of the same whiskeys most likely. So you could probably definitely get something off of that. Or if you've got a good following of people or group, you could say, okay, I need however many opinions on this bottle and show your findings. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
Get more. That's actually a great idea to get
make it a community, not just
more interactive. Yep.
And then
absolutely.
I would say if you're doing that, like with our community, we have a pretty large following. Use that platform in a positive direction. Say, hey, why don't you guys go and try this distillery this month or this distillery next month? And then send us your opinions and we'll put them up in the show and talk about them and try to explore why we're doing this. And then at the end of the year, we release everybody's information with all their notes compiled out there into an article and say, hey, this is 50 people a month on this distillery. Here's a journal of everything that they've talked about and are excited for and want to learn more about. Let us know what you guys think. These are our fans. These are our friends, our family members, and complete strangers. And just have a good time with a community. Make it a community, not make it a fucking hardship for everybody out there to try something.
Yeah, and I mean, you look at the liquor. I mean, we all of us, and I'm sure everybody listens to this show is the same. You go to these liquor stores, and there's 900 different fucking bottles. And you think about all the different smaller distilleries that are within a state. I remember at one point what I wanted to do is one day, and who knows if I'll ever be able to do this, is like go around to each state, pick one, go into a liquor store in a state, look at the shelf, be like, ooh, I've never heard of this. Let me find out if, number one, they even have a distillery. And if they do, go visit that distillery to kind of just see in each state because there's so much. And I think that another thing that you kind of hit upon when you talked about kind of the community aspect, think about when people do a barrel pick.
Yep.
Like people go out and they do a barrel pick as a group or whatever it is, like like SAS does stuff, Spirit Animals do stuff, and we never questioned that bottle is going to be good because you assume that enough people had the opinion on it to pick that specific one. And you're like, we never really questioned that. But if you put out a list, you're like, well, I don't know, that could just be what you liked. And it could also be another thing. Don't put single barrels on lists because like they could go out and get a similar one and it could not be the same quality. It could be a completely different profile. So that's the thing. Like it's too, there's too much room for error.
The whiskey gal, Lynn, she has made like on her, she had a list. And I viewed her list, but she didn't use, she had rules. She did not pick any single barrel. So I do appreciate that when people are, yes, I do too. And I don't want to get off on a tangent and say that I don't respect people for doing lists. I just think it's worn out. You know, we gotta do better.
Yep. So I agree. Mine was actually going to be that, but I thought about another one the other day. But I'm going to start off on a positive note first before I get negative. One trend that I've loved seeing, obviously us here starting this not starting it, but joining the podcast. All of us who have been able to do these meetups, I keep seeing more and more like meetups happening. And I think that's such an important thing to keep this fabric that runs through the community is meet people, go out, meet them, go to fests, do local meetups if you can, meet people that are like that like find out where people live, because prior to me doing that, it started to get that very repetitive. There's the prospector again. But it started to get to the point where like I was just posting pictures of bottles. But once the community started coming in, like it was just, and like I got to meet people, got to meet you guys. Like it's just, it became such a bigger thing. So I really love seeing that there's groups and meetups happening and barrel picks happening, and like all these people that like you see in like separate windows on lives, now they're in the same room. It's so fucking cool to see that happen.
I'm really confused. You said meet you guys. You've never met me.
I haven't met you. I feel like I have because I constantly spend so much time with you. Like, honestly, sometimes I forget. Like, there's been fucking times where I'm just like, people like, you met Brian? I'm like, yeah.
That's true.
Technically,
I mean,
but like,
I agree with that, Martin. We do
so
spend a lot of time with Brian that it feels like, you know, when we do meet you in person, nothing will be different, really. I don't think.
So yeah, definitely. I think that the community coming together and the more and more people that are getting to meet each other is really cool to see. So the trend that I don't like, we got to talk about reels, because honest to God, if I see one more fucking reel where it's like, my wife didn't know that I was going out to the liquor store, like someone sneaking out to like the gas station, but they actually come on, Jesus fucking Christ. We know none of your wives give a fuck. You guys have over 300 bottles. You think they're just, I mean, it's old hat at this point. Stop doing those fucking reels. It's pointless. It also makes your wife seem like they're shitty. So like it just I don't like those reels. Like I see them all the fucking time, and it's just like, oh my God, there's got to be a different topic. Some people are fantastic. I will say that one of my favorite people who do reels is John Dram Daddy. Shout out to the Dram Daddy. He actually does very creative reels. Derek does.
I'm not a fan.
Jason Bourbon with Smoke. He does amazing stuff. Like they do really cool reels, but there's a lot of people who just do those, and I feel like it's kind of like what I talked about with Adrian's topic about the list. Like it's a very easy thing to do when you first start your thing, is to kind of almost copy what someone else is doing. Just come up with your own shit. Just be a little more creative. That's all I'm asking, because if other people start to do that, and more people, it will keep this community creative and not keep it going down the same shit, because it's all I see. And it's old hat at this point, and there's got to be something else you guys can do besides these like reels where people are just like talking about how they're sneaking out and they're having to sneak whiskey in past their wife and pretending, like, who cares? No one gives a fuck anymore. We know that, again, you guys have way too many bottles. We know it's a gag at this point. So definitely that. And stop drinking Buffalo Trace. That's my other one. It's shit trends. It's shit whiskey. We all know
I should insert that video that you posted in the chat.
Don't do that one.
Do that one.
Don't do that one.
Oh, come on.
We'll save it, because I'm thinking about doing something with it at some point. But more seriously, those are. And again, guys, we're not trying to be like negative drag me downs, and if you guys enjoy doing that out there that listen to us, fucking keep doing it. I'm just saying there's got to be a different approach. It'll keep this fucking community and this whole bourbon thing really unique, and it'll keep it fun. So that's it. So what the hell is
I do love that you. Well, I just want to say I agree with you on the meeting people, because it's definitely become more of that for me than anything else, is meeting new people and making new friends. I don't lose a lot of sleep over whether I get to try this or that or whatever. Now, the opportunities that I've had to try things that I would probably never get to try have been few, but I have gotten to do that with people that I really appreciate and care about. So that for me is what makes those moments special. So I would say I don't really post all that much at all.
I don't either anymore. Yeah.
And so I think if you can find, I would just say try to connect with people. And that, I don't know. I guess I'm just like lost on that, but that's been what this has been about for me. 100%.
It should always be about the people. Whiskey is really great, but the people are better. And it's all about that. I mean,
except when they make fun of your age.
I mean,
well, when you're 90,
or send you a camel ornament.
So I kind of alluded to it yesterday when I went and grabbed the bottles off my shelf, but I released
You said yesterday.
What?
You said you alluded to it yesterday.
Oh, well, I mean, I alluded to the fact that I did this yesterday. I meant to say.
Oh yeah, but you fucked that
up. Actually, we don't fuck up on this ever. But
never, ever.
This is the first time we've ever really fucked up anything.
Vicious, viscous. What difference does it make?
So yesterday, I did something that I've been meaning to do, and I don't have shit compared to like Brian or our friend Germ, like as far as bottle count goes, but I do still have. I think I counted on my 80.
Body count might be different.
Well, body count's different, and I'm not like Colin's body count. Jesus Christ, Colin. What am I kidding? He's not listening to. All he did is work. But so I decided to reorganize my shelves. I've gone with a similar trend, and this is actually what I want to ask you guys. Is so for the entirety of I've had bottles. At one point, I think my worst. I think I was at 250 or around 250. And I obviously whittled that down quite a bit over the years, and I just wanted to get it more manageable, really, because at some point, Brian, you know this, like you probably forget about whiskey. You know what I mean? Like there's definitely bottles you like find, you're like, oh fuck, like I forgot about that. And I had that same problem, so I kind of narrowed it down. But yesterday I decided to do something different, and I used to always go by brand. I did style, of course, like there was a Scotch shelf, there was a bourbon shelf, but bourbon would have like ASM, American Single Malt. It would have rye, it would have wheat, it would have all these things that lived within that, and then it was just Scotch. I decided to do it my rye, American Single Malt, Scotch, wheated, bourbon. So I'm kind of curious, what are you guys' approaches to organizing your whiskey? Because I'm sure a lot of people out there want to know and like think about that, or like how they're going to do it when they start getting more bottles as they collect or obtain new bottles, not collect. Shouldn't collect bottles.
I've started separating it by category, and I started doing that after I surpassed, I think, 250 bottles. Okay. So once I hit that 250 bottle mark, I started going around and separating it. Like, this is a Scotch single malt. This is a blended Scotch. This is Irish. And then I did bourbons, Kentucky straight bourbon, ryes. It keeps going down. I have too many shelves in my house now, and I'm going to start just giving away bottles here soon.
Do you go as far as like if it's peated, do you keep all your peated stuff together?
No, not yet. I haven't separated it that way, but okay. I know which one's peated and I know which ones aren't. But that's a good way of doing it as well. Yeah,
I was just curious. I did that once. Like I did that, but it was convenient because at the time when I was doing that, all my stuff was from Islay anyways. All the distilleries could stay together. They just happened to be on one side of the shelf. Yeah. So yeah, but now there's so many different kind of peated things from, the Highlands are doing peated stuff, Lowlands are doing. So I mean, there's a lot of different things out there. So that's good. Do you have one area, or you have multiple areas with whiskey though, right?
I have 4 rooms.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. You and Germ, dude. Sometimes, honestly, that's just fucking gotta be a problem. Gotta be a helpline for you guys. But
that's it right there. That's
Jesus. It. But how do you organize that, Adrian?
Well, it's not.
Oh, okay.
I don't have a lot. Okay. I mean,
that has grown substantially since we started. So
agreed. I think all of you know how I despise floor whiskey, which I have whiskey on the floor right now, which I don't like, but
not anymore.
Yeah, so it could probably all fit on there, truth be told, because there's some room at the top, but I don't know. I'm a little challenged in the height department. So I don't like to put stuff up.
Not this Brian, but the other Brian.
Yeah, I don't like to put stuff way up on the top shelf because I can't reach it. But I have stuff mostly together by brand.
Okay.
But other than that, I kind of have all the things I really love at eye level. And then lately, when it's winter time, for whatever reason in the winter, it's like bottle killing season. Do you guys feel that way?
I get that. So, 100%.
So for me, that's the time of the year where I'm like, oh, this one's pretty empty. Let me move that to the front. Let me move this to the front. These are the ones we're going to drink because these are the bottles that are the lowest and can go. Now, sometimes that doesn't apply. Like, for example, the Broken Barrel Kentucky Bourbon Fest bottle. I just killed that not that long ago. But that was a sad one. I was sad to see that one go because that one really had some sentimental value, and it was a really good pour on top of that. So, but that's kind of how I've been doing things back there. And then when I get too much whiskey, I try to share it and gift it if I can, because there's no way on this earth I'm going to be able to drink it all.
I know. I did come to that realization, and despite the vicious rumors out there about me not sending out samples that are completely founded and true, because I don't. But I did realize yesterday that there's bottles that I'm never going to go through. So I have a plan. So everybody, where the fuck did Adrian go?
She hit the wrong button.
Okay. So, keep an eye out. I am going to be putting together some shit over the next couple months to get rid of some shit, because I realize there are whiskeys that I've had for close to 7 years, mostly Scotch. Brian, I found a Bunnahabhain travel retail exclusive that I had for fucking 7 years. Yeah. It's insane.
I don't like you at this point because I know I'm not going to get a sample of that.
Oh no, I've got enough that I didn't realize how much was in it too. So it's a peated Bunnahabhain.
But I still know I'm not going to get a sample.
No, I'll send you. I'm going to send out. Don't worry, I got a plan. But yeah, so yeah, I think that is it. At some point, especially the people who have a lot, I think, and that's why people are able to do things, so they have a shitload of whiskey. But no, Joseph, how do you organize yours? Because you really kind of recently started accumulating.
Well, recently, just because I didn't have the space for it. So now that we have a cabinet, it's basically short bottles in the front and then medium height and then tall bottles in the back. And the only thing I keep together are I kind of keep brands together. I have all my Balcones in one area. I have my Detling and then my Great Northern, because I really don't have multiple bottles from the same distillery. So it's all over the place.
Yeah.
But those are the ones I keep together. I have Good Cop, Bad Cop right next to each other. All the Detlings next to each other.
Do you think out far ahead, inevitably I'm going to outgrow this cabinet or something?
That? Yeah. The wife already said we need a bigger cabinet.
Yeah. You can get a crypt or something to keep everything in.
Or just put it next to the camel stall.
Yeah.
I got rid of the camels. That's the only issue.
I said the camel stall. I never said you had to.
Yeah. The stall will still be there. No, that's cool. No, yeah, I think that's it. That's always kind of cool to watch when people start and and what you just said, you're just well, I only have a few, dude. I want to ask that question in 2 years.
Well, technically, I think I'm up to 50 already, just in bourbon. Good. Well, just in whiskey.
That's fucking good. I mean, you're 37 away from me.
But that's not including what I have underneath the cabinet, which has its own little, big doors. And that's where I have all my vodka, my tequilas, my other stuff in there. And that's probably another 40 bottles down there.
Shit.
So.
And let's face it, you could put us all to shame with your cigars. So, to be fair, you would.
I don't have that many.
Not that many. Not that many. In comparison to Mo, what the fuck?
Well, that guy just has a fucking.
But it is, so that's cool. No, hopefully these topics, guys. Again, this was a loose show, but we just wanted to at least bring up some things we don't always get to talk about these things when we have our guests, because obviously the focus on the guest. But these are different topics that we just kind of threw together, and hopefully you guys enjoyed our bullshitting about it. So lastly, to probably end off this quick little one that we did, we will be back with guests. We just took a break, obviously, with the holidays and getting things scheduled up. We have some amazing upcoming guests. I don't know if Adrian, you want to kind of talk about some of them?
Yeah, I wasn't really prepared for you to ask me that.
Well, that's why.
Are you prepared?
To be honest,
I'm prepared. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank God.
So next week, is it next week? The 3rd? Yeah, it's already next week. Yeah, we have Bent Distilling, Jacob, and Rally.
Shout out.
And then, so you guys received.
We did.
You guys received quite a bit of it, right?
Quite a fucking.
Yes.
4 fucking bottles.
Nice.
Yep. They're rye and bourbon. They have a single malt and
malted
whiskey. The other one?
A malted whiskey.
Oh, no. It's an American.
It's a blend. It's a blend.
Is it a blend?
Yeah, so it can't be called an ASM. It's a blend.
Yeah. Well, even their malted whiskey's not it's just a malted whiskey.
No, this one. American blended.
Yeah.
So
This
that
was the
means
one I was
you
excited
have to
try.
drink all of them.
Yeah, all of it right now.
It's because it's not. You'll be done with dry January by then, so you got to try all of them.
Yeah, all at the same time. Yeah, look at her
I'm gonna
face.
be
Look at the
this
look at
weekend
the
is gonna
despair,
be
dude.
rough.
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
And I think
We have-
after that, Joe, we have a pretty fun one with someone who we just had on, but not
Yes.
for his own place, but
Yes.
is that
Joe,
right?
No, next week is Region 5, or the week after is Region 5.
Region 5,
Region
our friends,
5.
our friends in Region 5.
Okay.
Yeah, so they are a brand
Mhm.
that source their juice, correct?
Yep, through Fenwick's Distillery in Rensselaer, Indiana, is where most of it's been done. I think there may be some changes coming up, and obviously we'll ask Brandon, who's a friend, again, a person that I live very close to, and a good friend of all of ours. Brandon, he'll be into kind of chat about that brand and how it got started. What the thing is, I'm from the region, so it's kind of partial.
Region rat.
Yeah. I'm a region rat through and through. So it's
and don't worry, I won't mention the hat.
Don't mention the hat.
I will.
Christ almighty. But yeah, so no, we're gonna have them on, and then
the week after we have a new riff.
Oh yeah, I've been waiting.
No, the week after is.
Oh yeah, Cedar Ridge. Sorry, I
Cedar
jumped
Ridge.
ahead.
So okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cedar Ridge.
We'll have Murphy back on. Yeah, that was a good one. He's younger than I thought. He's like what, 35, 36?
Yeah.
I think he's my age. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
fucking crazy the career that man's had already. Yeah, we had a great time talking. Obviously, the focus last week was on a different brand, Cold Zero. So the focus will now be on Cedar Ridge, which is going to be a destination in the summer for us. So
yeah, and I've have 2 bottles of Cedar Ridge, and those are both
they're
good.
Fantastic. I've not had a bad Cedar Ridge. They make insanely good stuff. So
I have not tried the rye yet. I've had 2 bourbons.
Oh, it's fucking good, dude. It's so
I got the double barrel rye on my shelf, but I haven't opened it yet.
Oh, it's so good.
Not yet.
It's so good.
Not
Saturday
yet.
morning. Saturday.
And then we have,
I know.
And then we have New Riff.
I might not live through the week.
Hey, January was fun.
Yeah, I mean,
and then we have New Riff, correct? After
yes,
that?
correct.
Yeah.
Then New Riff.
Cool. Right on. Well, that'll be fun. I think we talked about that very early on as one of our guests, and obviously things got pushed around and everything. But New Riff was actually a company when I first really started getting really into bourbons, and that was kind of late to that was a brand that like I was very intrigued by. I will admit it's because they do that matte black bottle is probably one of my favorite bottles in general in bourbon.
I wonder why.
Yeah. Yeah. But I do enjoy their whiskey quite a bit. I've been a big fan of everything that they've put out. I actually really want to I know they're bringing out their Balboa Rye again, so I want to ask them kind of like about that one. But yeah, New Riff's been one that's been on my radar to interview, so I'm glad. That's some fun upcoming guests. I'm sure we'll have more shenanigans, probably more of these types of shows where it's just us chatting, and lots of fun with stuff. So hopefully you guys are enjoying everything so far, and let's take on 2025, right? You know what I mean? Let's just fucking do it.
Well, let's end this out like we always do.
Let's do it.
Thank our guests. And
Thanks, Joe. Merry Christmas, Joe.
Merry, happy.
Oh, and I want to say something.
January.
Thank you for the last episode telling me happy birthday, but also F you for saying I'm fucking old as shit. So
did I say? I don't think I said that.
I don't know who said that. That was someone.
I'm sure it wasn't me. I'm sure I wouldn't have said something like that. That's uncharacteristic of us.
And Adrian, happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Someone that's
Thank you.
it's already going to be a week out.
Yeah, it'd be closer to your next birthday.
Yes, technically.
Don't make me any older than I already am. Oh my God.
Your 21st again.
Again.
I'm not going to go any further than 3 times because that's just rude.
Yeah,
And I may get shanked in my sleep.
Everybody knows I'm old. It's okay.
It's fine. We're all old.
All right, guys. Well, no matter where you're at in the world, remember, a bourbon with friends can change the world. Thank you all for joining, and have a great day or night, no matter where you're at. All right.
Cheers.
Bye-bye. Cheers.
Cheers, everybody. All right, guys, I want to thank our sponsor, 10th Mountain Whiskey. You can find them on all social media platforms, as well as 10thwhiskey.com. You can use the code BWF15 for a 15% discount. That's pretty cool. Get some money off. Buy your friends something. Buy your family something. If your friends like whiskey, if your family likes whiskey, you can buy them that. But if they don't, you can buy them a hat. We'd love for you to go there and check them out and buy their products. You can also find them in 42 different states through online distribution, as well as 30 states across the country through regular retail distribution, guys. That's pretty cool. And it's growing because, well, no, the distribution is growing. We're not getting more states. So basically, if you do have any questions, you can reach out to 10thwhiskey.com. They'll be happy to answer anything that you may have. And of course, we thank 10th Mountain Whiskey for being our sponsor on the podcast.
That's it for this episode of Bourbon with Friends. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. While you're at it, leave us a review to make it easier for others to find the show. You can also check us out on Instagram at BWF Podcast. Thanks for listening.